a beautiful square, isn't it? Okay, there's a guy here called Sirius Rush, after Sirius the Star, and he's going to give us a poem, which he says is only 3 minutes. Is that right? Yep. And then I'll speak, and then there's a number of other speakers, and then Nick Colston wants to advertise his ground-shaking book, and then we'll have other speakers, and then we'll parade around the area and go to the MP. Okay, so Sirius.
Stand up there. No, just speak. Hold it close to your mouth.
Hello everyone, my name is Sirius Rush. This poem is called Freedom.
Closer to your
Closer. Freedom's been arrested, just for speaking his mind. He's looking at the death sentence. They said treason was his crime, and we all know he's innocent. But is this fight worth our time? Do we form a resistance, or continue to be blind to this new world order? It's what your fear and consumption bought you. It's what the media taught you to believe, and they gave Justice just 2 weeks to grieve for the loss of freedom, and arrested her too, on trumped up charges of some law they've introduced, and we can talk till we're blue in the face, but who's going to take the place of freedom? Now our rights have been held hostage, and it's only profit-driven, greedy men who run the major institutions. And politicians lie and undermine all our solutions, mind pollution, new world order. It's not safe to drink the water. It's hard to raise your sons and daughters as a family in this nanny state. And as we wait for answers from the Chancellor on the economy, our debts stack up sky high, and so we sacrifice autonomy. And like astronomy, we studied the stars on silver screens. Wanting that lifestyle to be ours, we bought into the dreams. But with freedom behind bars, things ain't as cushy as they seem, not when our faith's in credit cards that offer us those fake reward schemes. And the more they stagnate the interest rate, the more we need to borrow, with no thought on problems we create for the children of tomorrow. It's our self-important state of mind that's brought us into sorrow. Don't pay late or fall behind, the consequences are hard to swallow. It's like we're following the footsteps of those slaughtered at Gomorrah, because we're worshipping false idols and allowing New World Order to run system checks and index every aspect of our being. Don't expect to be shown respect, because it's a while since anyone's seen him. The glass ceiling's boarded up to prevent you smashing through. Your career ladder's a bluff, a fact you probably always knew. And be wary of that cough, it could mean you have swine flu. And the vaccine's scary stuff that increases the risk to you now. Diseases being designed in labs might sound like science fiction, but cures are stored behind closed doors, and we're sold repeat prescriptions. You see, it's a dealer's market, and bad health is profitable. They even charge to park your car outside the hospital. Now, not all biological weapons are loaded with explosives. They're microscopic germs, in essence, absorbed through osmosis. They're injected into what you eat. They're sprayed on fields of crops, and they hide inside the vaccinations for measles and smallpox. Yes, my friends, Big Brother's hostile and is in league with the army. It was a Navy submarine missile that caused Asia's tsunami. From earthquake devastation to floods and hurricanes, we all sent in donations and we blamed it on climate change. But let freedom's death come as a warning, was what Mother Nature cried. Because the threat of global warming has now been pushed to one side, and we'll all get wet while mourning on the day that freedom dies, and our regret will be like a hornet's sting. So it comes as no surprise that microchipping's next on the agenda. First it's voluntary members, then they'll make it mandatory, and that's when we'll all be sorry. You can call me Paro, but it was clairvoyant who showed me where the arrows point. And I'm just here to spread a message, because this won't get press coverage. You won't see this on the news. They restrict the things the public views, like Muslims praying while facing east, being forced to take on the mark of the beast. It's slavery to the 7th power, with a curfew set to the 11th hour. And if you rebel, incite or provoke, they'll just switch your chip off and leave you dead broke. The last letter freedom wrote, as he awaited execution, was addressed to justice, liberty, hope, karma, and retribution. And it read, try your best to cope. There just might be a revolution, but when man and machine elope, they'll promote it as evolution. Thank you. My name is Sirius Rush.
Well, that was brilliant. I especially like the astronomy bit. Okay, so we'll just carry on now. I am PiersCorbyn from Stop New Normal, Save Lives. Hooray! And we are aiming to draw together all the different groups and, have an overall overarching message. and that is it. But within the campaign, of course, there's many different views and opinions, but that is fine as long as we have the common aim, which is stopping the new normal and saving lives. And then there's some things we've also pointed out. And we're here alongside Save Our Rights, Stand Up X, KBF, that's Keep Britain Free, and a whole lot of others which are springing up. And the key message we've got to get across is to get people to listen to the reality and force politicians to pay attention and become accountable. Now, we warned in May, end of May, that we only had a summer of discontent to win. And if we don't change the vibration in the country by the end of the summer, we will be lost and we will have 100 years of tyranny.
Yeah.
And, you know, some people might think this is over the top talking. But you remember, when I was first arrested, I said in the Daily Mail, I warned that there was a world vaccination programme in the offing. They wanted that. They wanted to bring in 5G to control people, and also it made you ill. They said, oh, that is just conspiracy theory. It's Jeremy Corbyn's conspiracy theorist brother. However, now all the media say it's true. Yesterday's conspiracy theory is today's truth.